This is Tom from BlackToad Shooting. Here's my 1850 points for the Planet Strike game today. I am playing the role of the attacker, so here is my force. Over here, leading the force is actually a chapter master, although he looks like an Emperor's champion. I've proxied it for that just to make it look a bit better. Essentially, he's got artificer armour and a relic blade and melter bombs, and he is joining a 15-man Crusader squad mounted inside a Land Raider Crusader. We've got a melter gun in there, power sword on the sword brother, and a power fist as the heavy upgrade, and also 5 neophytes there. At the front here we have 2 squads of Crusaders, just all bolters, no upgrades on them at all. At the back over here we have another HQ choice of a Chaplain Terminator armour, who'll be joining the Thunderhammer Terminator squad here, or 3 Thunderhammers and 2 Lightning Claws, and then over here 3 Lightning Claws and 2 Thunderhammers, 2 separate squads. And finally over here we have 2 Vindicators, 1 Standard and 1 Tank Destroyer. So that is my... oh, in a minute. Over here though, almost forgot, we have an Evasaur Assassin as well. So that makes my 1850 points of Black Templars.
It's Dom from BlackToad Studios, and today I'm playing the Defender for the Planet Strike mission. It's my 1850 points of Guard. So, starting from the right, I've got my 3 heavy choices here. I've got a Demolisher there with a heavy bolter in there, Executioner there with a heavy bolter, another Demolisher with a heavy bolter. Moving along, we got 1 veteran squad here in a Chimera. The Chimera's got a heavy stubber built into the turret there. The veterans have got 2 flamers and a melter. Moving on, we've got the command HQ. So this is our overall commander, Field Marshal Hunt, and we've got a missile launcher, a flamer, a sniper rifle, and Field Marshal there has got himself a power fist, and they will be mounted up in this Chimera with 2 heavy bolters and a heavy stubber. Moving across, we've got another troop choice. We've got a melter gun, 2 flamers and a plasma pistol, all also mounted up in a Chimera. So moving along to the fast attack, we have got a Devil Dog with a multi-melter. We have got a Hellhound with a heavy bolter, and we have got a Chem Dog, or Bane Wolf, sorry, with a heavy flamer and a heavy stubber there. So at the front here, we've got 1 troop choice for guard. So we've got 1 guard squad here with a flamer and a heavy bolter. Same there again. Now moving along here, we've got an autocannon and a flamer, and over here we've got an autocannon and a flamer. And then finally we've got the platoon HQ with 2 plasma guns, a missile launcher and a priest, and that is my 1850 points of guard. The Kitchen forces will be defending very well, hopefully, against the zealous Black Templars.
Welcome back to Galden IV, and here is the battlefield which the Guard are going to try and valiantly defend as the Black Templars attempt to roll over them. So over here we have a few fortifications, got a landing pad, a couple of bastions for them to hide in, and then the Fort Redemption, which belongs to the Black Templars. So now we'll move on to the deployment for the Desperate Assault Planet Strike game between Templars and Guard. So here we are at Galden IV and the deployment of this Desperate Assault mission, starring the Templars and Guard. And over here in the Defenders area we have a Demolisher over here, a couple of Chimeras on the back line, and on over there. There's a 30-man squad here, isn't it, Don?
Yep, 30-man squad.
Manning the Prothemian relay, and I'm pretty sure there's a few flamers in there.
Right, indeed.
Another Demolisher sitting up on the hill over here, looking down over the attackers. Then in this little defence network here, another squad for these veterans here.
No, normal 20-man.
Normal 20-man squad.
And there's a Hellhound.
Yeah, so the hidden Hellhound just underneath here. And then finally, for the attackers over here, we have the Land Raider Crusader taking the centre field, along with a Demolisher here and the other Eradicator here, and then the 10-man Crusader squad on the end over here. And obviously you have the Fortress of Redemption as well. So moving on over to the reserve section, back over here. These 3 guard squad are actually mounted in
the Chimeras, yep.
So, and then
these 2 are in standard reserve.
Yep.
And that one is outflanking.
That's got as per the special rule that the army has. And then down the front here in my reserves we have a 10-man Crusader squad which is going to deep strike as per Planetary assault rules, and then 2 Terminator squads, 1 with my HQ in there with the Chaplain, and finally at the front this is the squad that's inside of the Land Raider Crusader. So we all know to where the objectives are placed on the board. I've got one over here. Got my one hiding behind here. Got one up on the hill over here. And then on the backfield we have another one perched back up here. One with this guard squad here and one at the back down here. So now we've got to do some firestorming and some infiltration, and we'll have that on camera in a second.
Right, okay, so Tom has now deployed his infiltrator. The Evasaur assassin has got all the way back there because of the guard formation has pretty much encircled the Black Templar position. And now Tom has got 9 firestorms to put down. Strength 9?
10.
10, AP2.
High yield.
So basically 10 demolisher shots randomly placed.
Speaking of
around
demolishers,
yep.
we'll start on
So,
demolish.
go there.
First one. Direct hit.
Yep, so do you want to roll?
Pen.
Yep. 3. Okay,
So
next one.
shaking. Second one there as well. Hit.
Hit.
Pen.
Yep.
Shake again, so it's down to
One whole point.
So third shot. Hit.
Hit. Ugh. Pen.
Glance.
So it's,
Oh yes. Oh no,
is it ordnance?
Yeah, it's
or-
ordnance, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
yep.
So,
that's
and see if it doesn't make a difference, does
no,
it?
so it's not going to kill anything. So it's 3 gone and demolisher's blown up. Right, okay, next ones.
Okay, we'll go on this Chimera here.
Yep, so. Right, so that's scattered, 7 inches.
Because of my stratagem.
Yep. And that's get 4 inches, so that's off the board, so that won't actually have
that's
effect.
That's the fourth one.
Yep, so next one.
Do one more now.
So that's scattering
I'll
forwards.
see where that's scattered, I think.
Okay, so it's scattering 11 inches at the moment in that direction. So it will be landing here, hitting 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 guardsmen, including
We'll take
the
the
heavy
4
weapons.
guardsmen.
Right, okay. So 4 dead. Right, okay. Fair enough. We can take them off in a minute.
Yes, that's 5 now.
Yep.
So we'll go over to the other demolisher now.
Okay, so moving over to the other side of the battlefield.
See if we can get lucky this time.
So hit.
Glance.
No, not even a glance.
No, it's not, is it? Yeah.
Yep, so not a glance. No, that's gone.
Reroll that one, so this is number 7, isn't it? Yeah.
Yep. So that's off the board as well.
So we've got 2 more to go.
Yep.
Hit.
So hit. Or penetrate. Got glance.
Yeah, so it's 1, and the last one.
Last one. Hit. Glance.
Glance.
Yeah, so 2 glances.
2 glances.
Right, okay, so let's remove the casualties, put some smoke up, and see what it's looking like.
So here we are, turn 1 movement for Black Templars, and over here we have a deep strike Terminator unit, which actually was meant to end up where they were, but managed to scatter all the way back here, and also the chapter managed to wound himself, so he's on 1 wound now. This squad then tried the same location and got it off, so they hopefully will get some form of assault on the tank. This Crusader squad attempted to deep strike up on the top here, but unfortunately got scattered down that way. This Demolisher has turned around to have a look over here, and the Crusader has moved forward and deployed its squad with the Chapter Master to have a look at that line of men there. Finally over here, the Evasaur has moved forward through the crater towards possibly that tank down there, and this Eradicator has decided to turn and possibly take a couple of shots underneath there as well. And this Crusader squad, of course, stayed where it is. So we'll now move on to the shooting phase and see what happens. So as the Templars open up their shooting phase, a horrific fuselage comes into the guard. So this squad down here took heavy casualties from this bolter squad over here, and also a rogue explosion in the pipeline as they were sitting a bit too close to it. Obviously a bolt shell clipped it and ignited, so it took a few more out. Over here, the laser destroyer, I think he was a nice clean shot on the Devil Dog under here. Unfortunately, got some good cover saves, so he didn't get destroyed. Moving over here, the squadron down here hunkered down into their battlements as the Vindicator blast came in, and they only suffered a couple of casualties and managed to only take 1 wound on the fire team there from the storm bolter that fired afterwards, the snap firing. So that's it. Guard looking pretty banged up at the moment, but we'll see what happens in the assault phase for Templars. Then we'll move on into turn 1 for Guard. So as the blood starts to run in the assault phase, this Templar squad down here charged over the barricades and managed to whittle down about half the guard squad that was left. So looking pretty for them. However, the priest is hanging them in there and keeping them fearless and not running away. Over here, as expected, the Terminators pummeled the Chimera down and got the squad out. However, over here, not so good. They failed their charge at the Demolisher, so they're now staring down the barrel of a Demolisher cannon and potentially other reserves that may come on in a minute. So not looking pretty for them, I don't think, but pretty successful, to be honest. So we'll now move on to Guard turn 1. So as we move into Guard turn 1, I think the retaliation shots are about to rain in on the Templars over here. So this Demolisher's turned around and this Executioner's turned up, and this Devil Dog's turned up as well. So this squad here not looking too happy. Likewise down here, probably the aftermath of whatever happens there will end up on them. Over here, this squad moved round to get a line of fire on the Terminators there, and over here, shifted to the other side of the battlefield. The Bane Wolf turned up and has rolled on this way to come into the battle from this side, along with this Hellhound that's moved around away from the Assassin, obviously, and obviously you can get his torrent shot on him probably. So, as we move on to the shooting phase for Guard, can the Templars weather the storm? So as the Guard open fire very heavily this turn, over here, these two vehicles shot in at the Eversaw and took a wound off. Move on over here, a very painful area for the Templars. So obviously everything here, so the Demolisher, Executioner, Devil Dog, and this squad here, all shot at the two Terminator squads down here and ripped them to shreds. So literally all we have left over here is a Chaplain and a Thunderhammer. So hopefully they can do a bit of damage next turn, but we'll see. So pretty bloody there. The Guard really pummeling into the Templars. Other than that, there was nothing else that happened there. So we'll now move on to Templars turn 2. So predictably, the Guard squad got completely butchered by the remaining Templars here, and they are now consolidated back towards the Land Raider Crusader, ready to get back in and go on another crusade somewhere else. So that's that for that turn. We'll now move to turn 2, Templars. So the Templars, pretty angry at the last turn from the Guard, have decided to concentrate their efforts on this side of the board for a bit of retaliation, try and crumple some tanks. So this Demolisher has primed its sights over this direction. Likewise, the laser destroyer array over here has turned its attention that way. The Eversaw, feeling rather optimistic, has ran through the terrain over here and he's going to make an attempt at this Devil Dog over here, or Hellhound I should say. Maybe he'll get lucky. This Crusader squad has piled forward into the rather dangerous terrain of the Promethean Pipes, but hey, never know, might be alright. So we'll now move on into Templars turn 2 shooting. So Templars turn 2 shooting, and the destroyer array here, having moved, only got one shot and it fired over at the Demolisher on the hill, unfortunately missed its shot. Likewise with the Demolisher, also then decided to shoot up here as the other one had missed and didn't get anything again, scattering wildly off and making a crater somewhere in the middle of the terrain there. A little sniper shot from over here actually hit, but they got a save. So then finally the Land Raider Crusader fired up all of its available weaponry at the squad that was up in the tower here, and they've scarpered down this way, and also this squad shot at the squad down here, and they did not run or take too many casualties. So we'll now move into the Templars turn 2 assault. Turn 2 assault for Templars, and the two remaining Terminators charged over and destroyed the Devil Dog in a bit of wrath. However, not looking forward to the return fire in a minute. Moving over here, the Eversaw Assassin jumped over the crate, so eager was his charge and range, and landed on the back and dropped a melt bomb on the back of the Hellhound and managed to take a hull point off and immobilise it. So it's sitting there, it's a sitting duck at the moment, but a bit of support to its right, so probably okay. So that's it for the assault phase. We'll now move on to Guard turn 2. turn 2 movement for guard, and the tank commander here has decided to line up his shot against a couple of vehicles down here, most likely the Vindicator. Likewise, this executioner here is taking a look at the vulnerable marines in front of the pipe relay, and just hiding behind here, the guard's got to pop their head around the corner to take a look at the HQ over here and the chaplain with the Terminator. So that's that movement over here. And then over here, this Chimera has moved and deposited its squad here. Obviously a little bit worried about the assassin. I guess that kind of makes sense. If he gets free, he could be a little bit annoying. So we'll now move into guard, turn 2 shooting. So over here, the guard getting a bit worried about the assassin, decided to plough a lot of fire in from this corner. So the 2 vehicles here shot down, well actually no, sorry, the Banewolf over here shot down at him and took a wound off, I think it was him. And then the squad in here shot all the weapons at him, and the amount of forwards he rolled there to keep himself alive, just darting all over the place. So he is still alive and kicking. This Chimera spat off a couple of heavy bolter rounds and hit the sidearm of the Vindicator and took a glancing hit off it. So he's down to 1 whole point in conjunction with the shot that came in from the Demolisher cannon over here. Luckily only taking 1 off, so he's looking a bit bruised. Over here, the chaplain is still in the fight after taking various automated gunshots from towers and men down here, managing to survive and not to take another wound. So hanging in by the skin of his teeth. So that is it. So we'll move on to your assault phase. Have you got anything you want to assault?
No, I'm not assaulting.
So that's it really. So we'll now move on to turn 3 for Black Templars. So at the top of Templars turn 3, the Crusader here has moved away to this area, moving 12 this time, to try and get into range of these battlements for the following turn to clear them out a bit. The Demolisher here, or Vindicator here, has decided to stay put because he's got a couple of good targets already. Over here, the Crusader squad on the battlements has moved round to get in a bolt fire range over here to lend some fire. The Laser Destroyer has stayed still, so it can get its 3 shots on overcharge, hopefully not destroying itself in the process at possibly the Executioner or the Demolisher. And then the Assassin, feeling quite brave after his somehow lucky escape last turn, has decided he's going to have a little go at the squad. Probably going in his death, but hey, he's quite angry, so he likes to charge things. So that's that. So we'll now move on to the shooting phase for Templars in turn 3. The Templars at turn 3 shooting, and the Vindicator shot up at the Demolisher and finally got rid of it. The Laser Destroyer array from the other Vindicator shot way across the field here, quite a long shot, and managed to take off 1 more hull point here. Unfortunately didn't manage to penetrate with its second shot. So that's that little bit there. Over here, a couple of rounds flied in from here and from the Crusader at the defence line here. Managed to take out a few men, nothing really major. And then the Fragstorm shot from the Redemption, for Fortress Redemption, shot over at this guard squad. It took 2 off in the end.
Yeah.
Nothing amazing. And then likewise, the Assassin shot his 4 pistol shots and managed to take out 1 more there. So he softened up a little bit. However, I'm not feeling too confident, but we'll see what happens. So that is all the shooting. We'll now move on to the assault phase. So in the assault phase, the Assassin, in a fit of rage, attempted to charge the guard squad, unfortunately died to Overwatch, which was reasonably predictable. And over here, the Chaplain ran up to the tank and decided that the rear armour didn't look good enough, so him in the front armour didn't do anything. So, fantastic. So that's essentially the assault phase over. So we'll now move on to turn 3 for guard and see what happens. So as we start turn 3 for guard, the Banewolf has taken up a defensive position underneath the landing pad, and over here this squad has shuffled round behind this Hellhound just to give them a little bit more cover. This Chimera has moved round to here, and they deployed their squad on this objective here to make sure they're holding it. The other squad here has been trying to get this Chaplain, has moved across the Promethean pipe, looking a bit unstable now I think, so I don't think they like staying there for too long. And lining up a few more shots to the poor chaplain who's got his back turned to their own typical guardsman. This squad, I presume, is staying still after its devastating self-casualties from plasma guns. The executioner has just aligned its position slightly differently to try and get some shots off, either possibly on here or other targets. It's quite a lot of choice. So, guard looking like they're going to unleash another fusillade of fire in a second. So we'll see what happens in guard. Turn 3 shooting. So as the guard enter their turn 3 shooting, we start here where we started last turn, and the smoke has been popped from the Bane Wolf to keep him covered up underneath here. And moving over here, a lot of heavy bolt fire from here. From here?
Yep, all the chimeras.
All the chimeras shot over to try and get that last hull point off the Vindicator. Somehow that armour plating is still holding. Pretty dented, I'd say. Over here, a little success story for the guard, I think. All this fire came into the poor chaplain over here in his back, and he's dead. So, fairly well, chaplain. Didn't do much. And this squad, did they shoot anything? Didn't they? Did they, Don?
They snapped part of the missile at the Vindicator.
The Vindicator, that's which is, yeah, fine. So nothing really of note there. And last but not least over here, this guard squad shot over here and managed to not take out any Marines. And the one shining light for the Templar player, and me myself obviously, was the Executioner overheated and managed to destroy itself. So I think that was a pretty even turn for both sides in the end. So we'll now move on to Templars turn 4. So turn 4 for the Templars, and over here the Vindicator's pivoted slightly just to get him a shot off over here possibly. Over here the Landmark Crusaders moved up and deposited its Crusader squad with the Chapter Master. They're looking for some guardsmen in this encampment here, and hopefully they will do their job and duty of killing the traitors. And over here, ooh, over here the Vindicator has turned its battered right-hand side armour to have a look at the things that were shooting it after being a wee bit annoyed with the constant bolt of fire on its armoured plating. And that is about it. So we'll now move on to turn 4 shooting for Templars. And so by that resulting damage there, it took a hull point, so it's down to 2 hull points from itself. However, when it did fire off, it overcharged. That's why we had to take the test there, and did manage to take out the Hellhound at the back here, and also one man who was standing a little bit too close to exploding shrapnel. Over here, this Chimera took another hull point from the incoming fire from the Vindicator over there, who shot a shell over. That's it for shooting, because there wasn't much else I could shoot at. So we'll now move on to turn 4 assault. So the laser destroyer array overcharged, and so we'll have to just quickly check to see if it gets damaged, which it does, so we'll come back to the result of that in a minute. So as the Templars charged over the battlements, unfortunately the Guardsmen, although they put up a brave fight, they are all dead. So they consolidated back down the hill towards the Crusader, possibly to get back in and try and make their way to either an objective or another fight. Probably another fight, knowing Templars. They do like to get their chainsaws stuck in. So that is the end of turn 4 for Templars. Now we'll move on to turn 4 for Guard. So as we move on to the Guard turn 4 over here, this Guardsman squad has gone up and to secure this objective on the hill after losing a lot of vehicles around them. I think they're just trying to hold on to the end. The Bane Wolf here is squared up against that strut to give him a proper cover save, or even probably just line of sight blocking now. Over here, this other Chimera is trundled into the centre part here, back where the relays were, just trying to hold another objective likewise back here. I think both these units just trying to hang on back here. The other squad has stayed out here, and it's got to make a long run up the hill trying to get past the Demolisher, but they know on the other side there's a objective of vital importance over here, a Skyfire objective, to make sure there's no air support coming in. And that is it for movement, so we'll now move on into Guard turn 4 shooting. So these brave guards have managed to run up the hill quite successfully, just about getting almost into cover up here in this small shrubbery. And over here, this cheeky little rocket launcher took a shot over here. Unfortunately, did actually manage to hit, but only got a 1 on the penetration. So that Vindicator is definitely starting to become a bit of a pain. Elsewhere, I've got a smoke here and a smoke here, and I think that was it. So we'll now move on to the, well, no, there's no assault phase again, so we'll move on to Templars, turn 5. So, at the start of Templars, turn 5, they know they need to get some objectives now. So this squad got back inside the Crusader with the Chapter Master and just started to make their way that way, hoping that they have more time to complete the objectives. The Vindicator here moved forward into the crater, didn't manage to mobilise itself, which is good. This laser destroyer over here managed to move backwards and is just possibly getting there to see if they have more time to get to the objective. Other than that, we'll now move on to the shooting phase. So as the Templars enter the assault phase that never will be, the shooting phase ended with most of the squad being wiped out by 1 veteran sergeant who was very lucky, I think, because he's the one furthest away and around the corner. He managed to avoid the Land Raider Crusaders' horrible fire and the Fragstorm missiles. So that's all that really happened in the shooting phase. There was a couple of shots over at Khmer but didn't do anything, so nothing of note. We'll now move on to turn 5 for Guards, see if they can dig in for their victory or not, and then see if the game goes on. Okay, so turn 5, movement for Guard, and over here the Beowulf has made up to this objective here. This Chimera has made a very plucky charge to try and get into the enemy deployment area, and also this other Chimera has moved forward over here. Other than that, I think the veteran moved around just to make sure he was hidden from any shots potential from the next round, if there is one. And that's it really, so we'll now move to the shooting phase and see if Don can chip off any more points here and there. Okay, so turn 5 Guard shooting, and down here rocket came in to the Vindicator, managed to get a glancing hit, and we took a cover save in the crater of 5 up and managed to get it. Over here, little Guardsman still running away over here. So he's just sitting behind the tank over here on the objective, and the Chimera here has gone right to the wall to make sure he can try and get line breaker. And the Bane Wolf here shot its flamer into the laser destroyer and managed to do nothing in the end. So I think that was it. That was it. So we'll now see if the game goes on another turn. And we'd like to roll on. No. Yes, it does. So we're going to turn 6. So as we enter turn 6 movement phase for Templars over here, the Land Raider Crusader has moved round to try and get a few shots off at this remaining Guardsman here. Likewise, the squad has got out so that possibly they can get up here and at least contest it if need be. The Vindicator here has continued its roll through the terrain. Didn't get mobilised, also has a sea shield, and there's just possibly lining up a shot there. Quite risky. We'll see what happens. Vindicator rather has just turned, so it's going to try and use its 3 shots to get rid of this Bane Wolf with any luck. Not quite sure what we're going to do about this cheeky Chimera. It's decided to park itself at the bottom of the battlements. We shall see. Very plucky Guardsmen, these ones. Very annoying. So we'll now move on to turn 6 shooting, for Black Templars. So turn 6 for Templars in the shooting phase, and here we have the poor Bane Wolf took 3 ordnance shots from the laser destroyer array and it met its end. Over here the Vindicator shot came in and the Chimera was blown up as well, and unfortunately the Guardsman, who made it so far on his little run, unfortunately got assault cannon to death, and this squad ran in during the shooting phase to get in on this objective. The Fragstorm launcher from the Fortress of Redemption shot down here and took out a heavy weapons team, I think, wasn't it, in the end? Yeah. So that's it really. We now move on to Guard turn 6 and see if they can shuffle around a bit more. And let's see what happens. So turn 6 for guard, and not much to do other than the Chimera turn round to get a bead on this squad over here. So we'll now move to the shooting phase. Okay, so down here, some orders were given to say, let's try and take out their leader in the last throw of the game. The order went off to both squads, in fact.
Yeah.
And a lucky sniper rifle shot came in and rended, but unfortunately didn't get the precision shot off. Likewise, the poor rocket launcher man, who has not had much luck this game, rolled a 1 to hit. So that's that. Now, they did lose a couple of men though from various other locations from the Chimera and the automated fire, if I remember correctly. So that's that for this turn. There's no assault, so we'll now move over and see if it goes on for turn 7. It does. So here comes turn 7 for Templars. Okay, turn 7 Templars, and this Vindicator has shuffled up to grab this objective off the hill here, just to try and make sure we lock down as many as we can this turn, because it's definitely the last turn now. This Crusader's got to stay put. This Land Raider Crusader has moved round to try and get shot there. However, I think unfortunately the lead is probably just around the corner there very smartly. The Vindicator carried on its path through the Promethean relays, land in there. He might take a shot at that squad at the back there if he's in range. So that is the movement phase. We will now go on to the shooting phase. So as turn 7 comes to a close, there's not going to be assault. The shooting phase ended with shots being fired to the command squad here and taking everyone out apart from the commander, who's just been doing some pre-measuring, so we'll see what happens next turn in a minute. The Vindicator ploughed through here, and we just pushed the other one out of the way just to make it easier, and he's on that objective now. Over here, had a couple of rounds going to the rear armour of the Chimera, and we took off 1 whole point. So yeah, I think that's it. We'll see what happens in turn 7 for guard. So over here, turn 7 for guard, the commander has broke cover and is heading towards the Vindicator with his power fist. So we'll see what happens there, because now we'll head to the shooting phase for guard in turn 7. So turn 7 guard shooting, and down here you see there's a Templar missing. Unfortunately he got completely spat up against that tank from that in place weapon, so there's another one gone. This Chimera fired in as well, but didn't manage to do any damage. So now we move on to the final assault phase of the game and see what happens over here. Turn 7 assault, and the commander has done his job. So Mr. Hunt has managed to get in and completely destroy the Vindicator, who was heading for a man of the match from my point of view. But anyway, we'll now see what the scores are, and then we'll have a little recap. So as the smoke settles on Galden IV's battlefield again, in this Planet Strike mission called Desperate Assault, the Templars have managed to swing a victory of 10-6. However, it was a really close game in my opinion, and it could have gone either way, and I think it really hinged on the extended play. So we'll now have a little look at what's happened here. Now, Dom, any man of the matches for you, or is it kind of a...
Probably the things that are alive, obviously my commander coming in and knocking out that
right at the
tank.
end there, that was pretty cool.
Many games ago I brought a power fist for him, and only now he's paid off for it. But otherwise it'd probably be the executioner that blew up.
Oh, okay, yeah, no.
Because he put a lot of firepower in, came in from reserve and did a lot of damage.
Definitely helped there. For me, I think I'm actually going to say the Laser Destroyer. Not mainly because it didn't do a lot, but it was pretty handy. There was some for the points was really good. But yeah, really enjoyed this game. Quite close in the end, in my opinion. Even though the scoreline was all down to turn time. So that's this for this mission. So 1 apiece for the defender and the attacker now as we head into mission 3 on Galden IV now, and we'll see what happens in the next mission.